Yo, what's up there guys, this is Immersive Gamer 83 and thank you very much for stopping by today. Today I've been looking through on my the old YouTube account, and I see that some of you guys are having some troubles trying to actually set up Far Cry 3 for virtual reality with Oculus Rift DK2 using the Vireio drivers 2.1.3. They're the newest ones out and they've got a few new games supported. Okay, so also we will need to be making sure that the game file is set to run in DX9 mode. There's two ways of doing that. You can either do it from the in-game menu or you can do it from Steam. I recommend doing it from the in-game menu, and all you'll have to do is press it and it will say game needs to reload to enable DX9 mode. I recommend that way of doing it. If however you always want it to boot in DX9 mode and that is it, I'll show you another way of doing it as well. You can click into your Steam and click on your library, games, go down to Far Cry 3, right click the folder, properties. In here you can set launch options, and then you can just type dash DX9 and OK. So that will always now start up in DX9 mode, so that will always be ready to go. Download the Vireio driver. That's you open up a new window, so you go on here and you can just type Vireio perception. There we go, and download will be fine. And there you go. First one there, downloads Vireio perception, and it comes upon here. Right, okay, so then it shows you like all sorts of stuff. The first one you'll see on here is 2.0, which is not the one you need. So what you'll need to do is go down to this little bit here. It says latest files, and then there it is, Vireio perception 2.1.3 plus VR boost. So you click on that one. There you go, and it will take you to this place here, and it will just go through a few of the bits of telling you about what's what. Click on the download and it will take 30 seconds to actually download it, so click on that. There we go, and then it says please wait 30 seconds until you can start downloading, and basically you're just going to download like a WinRAR file. It's like so you either need WinRAR or Windows, Win 7 or whatever it is. It's something that opens WinRAR files to open the application as well. It's quite a small file, so I tend to literally open it out and leave mine on my desktop. Just leave it happily chills on my desktop. Right, so there we go, download. So that should download now. Just click save, done. That's how easy that was. So you can just get rid of that now, close it, go to your downloads, and there it will be, perception, this one here. So that whole file there, that's the only thing you need. So with this one, all I did now for these ones here, I've got one version of so all of the Vireios I've got, because I still use 2.1.0 for Skyrim. It's a favourite one that I use for that one. I still use it because I had trouble with 2.1.2, so I still use that one. So some of my different games have got different ones. Yeah, so this is the 2.1.3. With that one, it's basically, you can see that I've got the 2.1.3 folder open here, and it's got perception. It's exactly the same thing. So this is the same as that exactly. So you can see they're the same thing. Yeah. So all you need to do with regards to this one is open that, make a new folder, right click, new folder, rename it whatever you want. So for me, I've just named mine 2.1.3, and then drag and drop that into there, and that would literally be exactly the same as this. So we can, now that's in there, we can just chill that off. So this is what you should have at the moment, this file here, 2.1.3. there you go, perception. And then in here you'll have a load of files and folders. You can have a look at the instructions first of all, because you know, although it's shit, you do need to do a little bit of reading, guys. And you can just, you've got on here the instruction manual, scroll down and you'll see all the new games are on here as well. So if you have a look, Far Cry 3, there we go, click on that one, bang, and that will take you over to the page. The instructions on here are quite limited, so these notes aren't finished yet. So there are a few things that you need to do. Right, so it says turn everything down low to get 75, blah blah blah. You need to disable the overlay in Uplay. That's really important. We'll show you how to do that in a moment, but for now I want you to download this thing here. So click on this link here, bang, there you go, and it takes you over to this place. What is this flawless widescreen? Click on it. Basically it's an easy way of getting 120 FOV, so it's an easy way of getting the right field of view for virtual reality. Loads of games on it. Click on that download bit there, and these are all the games that are currently supported. There's shitloads, so it's pretty good. For me, so the recommended one is this one here, install a package. Click on download, bang, and then you'll end up with like an exe. It will take you through, and then it will ask you where you want to install it. Just follow it. It's just like a normal installer thing that you follow, and you'll end up with this thing on here. So on this thing on here, wherever you've installed it, you'll have a little shortcut to it. Once you've opened it, click yes, and then these are like, so these are the installed plugins. These are available, so you can have a look through the ones you want, and then you have a look down for the game, whichever game you want. In this case it will be the Far Cry 3 game, so it'll be, I've already done mine though, so once you've done it, it'll be here. All it is though, for example, I'm gonna show you with Battlefield 4, even though I'm gonna be showing this is the Far Cry 3 way of doing it. I've already done it on mine, so I don't want to mess that up, but I have got Battlefield 4, so I do want to have a look at that one. So click on Battlefield, and there we go, it's done. As simple as clicking the button. So that's on here now. So that's all I did with the Far Cry 3 one, and it brings up this page. Now this is for these settings. Just drag both of these ones all the way over, so they're full on this side. On this one on here, it's 8.75. Once that's set to 8.75, make sure that's ticked, and that is it. So you do have to check this every time, because sometimes it's different. And then once you've done that, happily leave that down here. So that's it. All you do, leave that open for the duration that you play the game, and then that'll sort the field of view for you, which is really cool. Right, so the next bit now, I want to show you the bits with the actual Vireio. So on here you've got the bin folder, and this is normally what you'd do. You'd normally go to the hang on, I've got this one on here, isn't it? So yeah, on here normally you'd go and go into the bin folder, and then you've got like the DLL installer. Yeah, you'd click on that and click OK, and then you look down for the game that you want to get support with. So in this example we'll be using Far Cry. Click on that on the bin folder, and then press OK, and that's it. So it's found it this time. Last time it didn't find it. Yes, okay, so it's found it. So just to show you again, if you go down to Far Cry, go on the bin folder, so Far Cry 3 bin, put it on that one, press OK. Yep, so we'll show you one more time, and that will show you how to do it. I've had problems where it hasn't found it though in the past. So you've got Far Cry 3 bin, yeah, so click on open up the, if it's closed you can see it like that, click on the arrow, it'll open up, click on the bin one, so you've got the arrow there and you've got the bin one there, yeah, so make sure the bin folder within Far Cry 3 is highlighted. OK, and it says found. If it says found, it's all good, so yeah, we can install them. And the last time though that didn't work for me, so if that doesn't work for you, what you'll need to do is, you see these files here, you've got, don't worry about the 64 files, but you've got the D3, D9, I'll highlight them now. So you've got D3, D9, hijack, and VR boost, and the lib free space. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's so for this game, they're the ones we're going to need. If you couldn't get those sim links installed doing that last thing, this is the bit you need to do now. If it was saying that it wasn't found, or this is the step you need to take instead. So open up your Steam apps over here, and this is wherever your Steam is installed, so you'll need Steam apps. It's probably worth pausing it now and just getting a pen, making sure you write this bit down for the file path if you messed up on the last one. So Steam apps, common, and then go down to Far Cry 3 and then bin. Yeah, once you're in the bin, you can see that it's got the shortcuts on here. You see it? So it's already got the shortcut files, so they're the symlinks that it's installed before. You see that? So there we go. Yep, so it's already got the symlinks in there, but that's all it is putting a symlink to these files. It's just in case, it's basically just an easier step so you don't have to manually move them. If that didn't work for you, like with the other ones, as I say, you just hold down the control button, click on this, so they're highlighted. So it's D3, D9, hijack DLL, and lib3 space, and VR boost. Once you've got them ones, you can literally drag all 4 of them over into that bin folder there. As you can see in here, it's giving me shortcuts to them, so it's not giving me the actual file. If it's got a shortcut, like here, basically it's got a little arrow inside it, and you'll see that is actually a shortcut. That all that means is that is the DLL installer thing. That DLL installer worked. That thing worked. If those things are in there, that thing worked. If that didn't work, then you need to go into the bin folder like there, and as I say, drag over D3, D9, hijack DLL, and VR boost, and lib3 space, that one there. So there we go. So now you should have all of those files and folders in the Far Cry 3 folder. So just making sure we're recording still now. Right, now I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of the Uplay thing. Yeah. So you go into your Steam, you'll load up your Steam. So it should be loading up any second now. And then once you're in on there, go to your library. You know where all your games are. So let's have a look. Mine's on here. Vireio. Piss off. Alright, Vireio and Far Cry 3. Then just click on Start. There we go. So now that should start the game. And it'll first thing it will do is pop up with the Uplay thing. Make sure I'm recording. There we go. So it's popped up with the Uplay thing now. There we go. And you see how it says launch game not recommended. The only reason it's saying that is because I've disabled the Uplay thing. So what you need to do in order to get it, so this is what you want. You want it to say launch game not recommended. Basically it means I've stopped the overlay because it messes with Vireio. So this thing here, click on that, and you can see how it says enable. So basically I've turned everything off that it allowed. So basically all that stuff on here, I turned everything off. So enable cloud, turn that off. Enable in-game overlay, that's the one on here. I turn that off. Very important you turn that off, and that's fine. So once you've done that, save, bang. So now it should be starting up the game, even though that's not what we want. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so now once it's done that, all we need to do is make sure that your Oculus is turned off. Right, so I'm going to get rid of that there, I'll close that. Alright, so once you're on this, make sure that your Oculus is set to extended mode now. Bang, apply. And that will have just basically put the old thing into extended mode. So now you should have 2 screens. I can move this over into the next screen now, and once you've done that, now you should be able to stop. You've hang on. So once you've done this, now you can start up your 2.1.3. We'll move this out of the way as well. It's a bit annoying. So keep that open. Remember, keep that one open. So just drag it down here. Click on 2.1.3. Perception. Have a look in the bin folder. And then you've got your application there. The way you know it's the application because it's like the biggest one in here. See it's like 1,196. It's the biggest thing in here, yeah. So click on that, double click it, run. There we go. Now you've got that open, you can close the folder. As long as this is open, and you can see that this thing will be flickering now. That's because this has got an FPS counter. And make sure that it's loaded your Oculus profile. So your Oculus profile's there. Make sure that Oculus track is set there, and make sure that the secondary monitor is your DK2, and it'll go straight to it. Yeah. So now you've done that, you can literally just start your game now. So it's all good. And then next time it should literally just load up, and it'll load up to the Rift, and it'll be ready to go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pause this video, and I'm going to load it up next time just to show you that it is actually working. Alright. Okay, so at this point the game should be loading up straight to the Rift, and everything should be awesome. So just double make sure the sound's recording. Right, okay, so at this point you'll be loading up the game, and it will look like this. One thing I would like to point out, one issue I've still not resolved yet, is to do with the actual Xbox 360 controls. I've not managed to get the in-game Xbox 360 controls to work. Okay, but I will show you right now how to get around it. Okay, so initially we'll get this all set up. So the first thing that we're going to do, what you'll want to do before any of this is get to the point where you've got past escaping from VAS. So the first point where you can save in the game, get there, and then start doing all of this. You don't want to do this at the very start because it's so long. If to be going in and out, it's a bit of a nightmare. So get to the first save point first. Okay, right, so now you can just load it up. So we'll go story, load game, and I've just got a save there, so I'll just load it up now. And then, so yeah, this will be the first point where you're actually in the game with the other game, that borderless thing working as well. It should be really awesome. That should be working fine. So now you should have the head tracking in the game. So it won't be 100% right to start off with, but it will be pretty good. So what you'll need to do initially is make sure you're facing towards the camera, press Control R, bang, and then it says press number pad 5 to start doing a memory scan, and just do what it says. So press number pad 5, and you've got move around little circles. Okay, so it says it requires further assistance. Just look straight, and then press numpad 5. Look up, look down. Okay, so we've got full success now, and I've got proper head tracking. So yeah, it's absolutely worked. So now we've got proper VR boost now. So just that's it. However, what I will say is I've still not got the in-game. I've still not got the control pad working. But let me just, I'll go outside. I'll show you that the actual head tracking is working. Right, so the FOV, everything looks absolutely brilliant and spot on. So for me, I'll show you my 3D settings as well. So to view them, you just need to press Control Q. That'll bring up this menu. So I'll show you the world scale. So if you just click on world scale, and there's my one. So I've got world scale is set at 512.85 meters, or centimeters it's 5.1285. This will be different for you depending on the scale. So just have a little play around till it feels right with you. When you're happy with it and you've moved it, just press you can adjust it by pressing left or right on the arrows. This will slow your game down. Don't worry if it slows down during this point. Press escape, and that'll get you back to this point, which now, so this feels right for me. Another thing you want to look at is convergence. So again, Control Q, go down to the convergence, and then press enter, and then that's my convergence settings down the bottom. So they're just, use them as a reference for yourself, but you know, these are something that are individual to everyone, but you can use them as a point of reference. As again, the game will slow down when you're doing it, and then press escape once you're happy and it will store it. Right, okay, so For those of you guys that really want to get the Xbox 360 controller working, keep watching, and the next step will show you how I've managed to get my 360 control pad working. If you're happy playing with a keyboard and mouse, then you guys are good to go. But if you really want to get the Xbox controller working, then stick around and we'll carry on with the next part of the video. So the next time you will see me, we'll be back out and we will be back on the menu. So okay, stick around and please keep watching, and we will get I'll show you how I've got pretty awesome controls working. So one moment please. Okay, so if you guys are still watching, this must mean that you must want to get your Xbox 360 control pad working with Far Cry 3. So what we need to do now is go back into Google and then type in Pinnacle Profiler. Pinnacle Profiler, there you go. I'm sure that there's, as you can see on here, there's ways of getting it without paying for it. I, however, think that if you're going to utilize software that people have worked hard on and it's going to benefit you, I think you should just pay for it, man. Try it out first anyway. You get a 20-day free trial with it. So just to confirm, it's pinnaclegameprofiler.com, and you can click on download now. Once you've downloaded now, it'll just be like an installer. You run it, save it wherever you want it, and then you'll open up something that looks like this. I'm not going to show you how to install it because it is just a case of hitting install and then it's done. So okay, once you've got it on there, you'll have you should check the point where you've got a shortcut on your desktop as well. It looks exactly like this. So make sure your pad's plugged in as well at this point. Just double click it and that'll start it up, and then it will load on screen, and it just loads up like that. And you can see on here that I've got a few profiles set up already. So these are, they're pretty good, to be honest. So with this one, this was Errol's profile that I started. And to download, what you'll have initially, it will say your device on there. It can say your configuration and all that stuff. But to get new ones, literally, you can just click on Game Profiles. This top bit up here, Game Profiles. And then there's a bit that says view all downloadable profiles. There you go, and it will take you onto this page. So look at F and then scroll down. There you go, Far Cry 1, 2 and 3. So I click on download. There you go, there it is on here, download. Bang, download profile, and just save it. So it's just saved. So then once you've done like that, you can just get off that page, go into your downloads, and then you'll have this little Pinnacle profile thing here. Just double click it. Would you like to import the file? I'm gonna say no, but you should say yes. And then basically it imports it, and then once it's installed, it will look exactly the same as this bit here. So, and change where it's running from. There's all sorts of different things on there, to be honest. So this is pretty much easy peasy to get running. There's probably better tutorials for this as well, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine with it. See, with this one on here, I've got the profile here. You click on edit, and then you can see on here it says shortcut drop zone. So once you get your shortcut on there, if you haven't got a shortcut set up, all you need to do is go into your Steam and then just right click it on the game and create shortcut to desktop, and then it will just put a shortcut on your desktop here. Once you've got it, drag it and let go of it in there, bang, so it knows, and then basically it knows that that's a shortcut. And if you go to advanced, you can see it knows like the hook path, and it says hook not installed on the advanced bit. So because you've put the shortcut in here for the hook, it tells you the exact file path. Just press install now, and there you go. So now I can actually literally just go, okay, that's fine. Okay, yes, that's done. So from there now, if I press play on this bit, it will start the game. So literally, if you wanted to start the game now, like, you don't even have to start it from Steam. So what you need to do, if this is at the point now, you would open up your flawless widescreen again. There we go. Make sure it's on Far Cry 3. Move it out of the way. Open up your Vireio 2.1.3. and then go to bin, go to the perception application, the biggest file in the folder, run it. Okay, that's fine. And also before you run that, make sure as always that you've got your Oculus VR utility is set to extended mode. So it's already set. Make sure it's already set to extended mode. Mine already is, so I don't need to do that. Then once you've got, so that stays open in the background, this stays open in the background, and then with this one just click play. So put your headset on, ready to go, and then you just click play. That starts it up, and then it says auto close in 17 seconds. So from that close, it just starts the game up, and then exactly the same settings you were before. Opens up the Uplay thing. We've already disabled the thing, so it says launch game not recommended, but that's only because we've disabled the overlay. It needs to be disabled in order for it to run. So once you've done that, it should start up. So we'll launch game anyway, bang, and now that should be loading up straight onto your Rift and do exactly the same thing, and it should be good to go, and that should be it. So I'd love to hear back from you guys. Hopefully you've got everything running well. As you can see, and here the game started. You can't really see it because it's on the other screen, but yeah, that should literally be it now. So as you can see down here, the game has started. I'm looking at my Rift now, and yep, it has the Far Cry started to it. So that is literally it, guys. And the Pinnacle profiler will always remain open, so even if you've closed it off, here, so you will need to close it down here. So as you can see, I'm going to stop all the game now because I'm not going to play it. It was just a tutorial. So that stopped. If you close this down here, you can see here it's still open. So open up the tray and you can right click on it there and shut down profile, because if you don't, it still will run in the background and be be active. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I'm hoping this has helped you. I'm hoping this has resolved some of your issues. If this did help, then I'd love it if you smash that like, share it, put some comments down. Any issues, give me a shout and I'll try and resolve them for you. But thank you very much for watching. That's Immersive Gamer 83 out. Take care, guys.